You've been told a lie, not a malicious one, not a deliberate one, just a comfortable one, the kind that gets passed down from parents to children, from teachers to students, from generation to generation, without anyone stopping to question it. The lie is this: get a good job, work hard, and you'll be financially secure. And for a long time, that felt true. A good salary meant a good life. A raise meant progress. A promotion meant security. But somewhere along the way, the math stopped working, and nobody updated the advice, so people kept following it, working harder, earning more, and wondering why. Despite doing everything right, they still feel financially stuck. This video is about why. Not to discourage you, not to tell you work doesn't matter, but to show you something important, something the salary conversation never includes, something that changes everything, once you see it. Here is the fundamental problem with a salary. It has a ceiling, a hard, fixed, unchangeable ceiling. You can work 40 hours a week, you get paid X. You can work 60 hours a week. You might get paid a little more, but there's a limit, a point beyond which more hours produce no more income. Because a salary is a trade, your time for their money. And time is the one resource that cannot be expanded. You have 24 hours. Everyone has 24 hours, no matter how talented, no matter how hardworking, no matter how valuable. 24 hours. And once you've sold all the hours you have, the income stops. Go to sleep. Income stops. Take a vacation. Income stops. Get sick. Income stops. This is not a criticism of employment. Employment is real. Employment pays real bills. Employment matters. But employment alone has never made anyone wealthy. Not in the way wealth actually works. Because wealth doesn't come from trading time. Wealth comes from owning things that produce value, without your time being present. And a salary, by design, gives you none of that. Let's look at real numbers. The average salary in most developed countries sits between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. Let's use $50,000. Over a 40-year career, that's $2 million earned. $2 million. And yet, the average retirement savings for someone at the end of that career is less than $150,000. $2 million passed through their hands. $150,000 remained. That means 92.5% of everything they earned was spent. Gone. Not invested, not building, gone. Now here's the question. Was the problem the salary? No. $50,000 a year is a real income. The problem was the system around the salary. The salary came in. The expenses consumed it. Nothing was left to build with. And no salary increase fixed that problem. Because the system stayed the same. Earn more. Spend more. Keep the same. The salary wasn't the trap. The system was. First objection. If I earned more, this wouldn't be a problem. A higher salary would give me room to save. I just need to earn more. And this feels completely logical. More money in, more left over. Simple math, except it isn't. Because study after study shows that income increases alone do not produce wealth. Here's what actually happens. Income goes up. Lifestyle adjusts upward. Savings percentage stays roughly the same, or decreases. This happens at every income level. People earning $30,000 feel broke. People earning $100,000 feel broke. People earning $300,000 feel broke. Different numbers. Same feeling. Because the feeling isn't about the amount. It's about the system. A broken system, running on a bigger salary, just produces bigger problems. The fix is not more income. The fix is a different relationship with income, one where the salary is the input, not the entire plan. So if salary doesn't build wealth, what does? 3 things. Thing 1. Assets, not possessions. Assets. There's a critical difference. A possession is something you own that costs you money to maintain. A car, a TV, a wardrobe. An asset is something you own that produces money for you. A business, an investment, a rental property, a digital product, a system that earns. Wealthy people own more assets than possessions. Most people own more possessions than assets. That ratio determines the financial trajectory of your life. Thing 2. Systems that run without you. Your salary requires your presence. Stop showing up. Salary stops. A system doesn't require your presence. It runs while you sleep, while you live, while you do other things. Building even one small system that produces even $200 a month independently changes your financial position permanently. Not because of the $200, because of what it proves. That income can come without trading time, that the ceiling can be removed. Thing 3, the gap between income and expenses, widened intentionally and deployed consistently, not spent, not saved in a low-interest account, deployed into assets, into systems, into things that grow. These 3 things are what actually build wealth. None of them require a higher salary. All of them require a different approach. Second objection. I understand the theory, but I don't have extra money to invest. After my bills, there's nothing left. And I want to address this directly, because for some people, this is genuinely true. Margins are tight. Every dollar is spoken for, and telling someone with no margin to invest feels tone deaf. But here's what's also true. Most people who say they have no margin have never actually calculated their margin. They feel like there's nothing left. But feeling and calculating are different things. Here's what I want you to do. Write down your income. Write down your fixed expenses. Rent, utilities, transport, debt payments, everything that has a fixed number. Then subtract. What's left is your actual margin. Not what it feels like, what it actually is. For most people, that number is larger than expected. Not large enough to change everything overnight, but large enough to start. $50 a month, $30 a month, even $20. Deployed consistently into something that grows, starts the process, not the result. The process. And the process is where everything begins. Here's the mental shift that separates people who build wealth from people who don't. Stop seeing your salary as the plan. Start seeing it as the fuel. Your salary is not the destination. It's the resource you use to build toward the destination. Most people treat their salary as the entire financial plan. Earn it. Spend it. Hope it's enough. The people who build wealth treat their salary as raw material. Something to be allocated, deployed, directed toward things that produce more. This shift changes every decision. When you see salary as the plan, a raise means a better life. When you see salary as fuel, a raise means more to deploy. When you see salary as the plan, losing your job is a catastrophe. When you see salary as fuel, losing your job is a challenge, because you've been building other sources, other systems, other assets that continue producing whether or not the salary arrives. That's the shift. Not complicated, but permanent. Last objection. I work full-time. I have a family. I don't have hours every day to build something extra. This is realistic for some people, not for me. And this is the most honest objection. Time is real. Energy is real. Obligations are real. Nobody has unlimited hours. But here's the thing about building systems. They don't require unlimited hours. They require consistent small ones. 30 minutes a day. 3 hours a week. That's enough to start. Not to finish. Not to replace your salary immediately. But to begin. And beginning is the only thing that makes any of this possible. The people who build something alongside a full-time job are not superhuman. They're not more disciplined. They're not sacrificing sleep every night. They just decided that 30 minutes a day was worth the result. And they protected those 30 minutes from distraction, from convenience, from the default of doing nothing. 30 minutes, consistently, build something real, over time, every time. 3 steps. Step 1. Change how you see your salary. It's not the plan, it's the fuel. Write that somewhere you'll see it. Because the moment you internalize that shift, every financial decision changes. Step 2. Build one asset, not 10. 1. Something that can produce income without your constant presence. A small investment account, a digital product, a skill that earns beyond your job hours. One thing. Started this month, built consistently, even imperfectly. Step 3. Widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend, by any amount, even small, and deploy that gap into the asset you're building, not into a savings account, into something that grows. These 3 steps don't require a raise. They don't require more time than you have. They require a decision, made today, and repeated until the system takes over. Here's the truth about salaries. They are real. They matter. They provide real stability. But they have never, on their own, built lasting wealth. Not for anyone. Not ever. Because wealth is not built by trading time. It's built by owning things that produce value. Independently. Consistently. Without your presence being required. Your salary can fund the beginning of that. But it cannot be the whole story. The people who retire with options are not the ones who earned the most. They're the ones who built the most, alongside what they earned. Start building. Not instead of working, alongside it. One asset, one system, one small deployment at a time. The salary is the fuel. The system is the destination. The decision is yours.